evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone Arena action. Man, that last arena run with the priest was nuts. So please pardon the fact that I put everything all in one video. If you watched it, I think you'll see why I didn't break it up into two. That turned out to be a pretty great run. Now, I don't want to play priest 2 times in a row. I still am a little bit emotionally traumatized about the warrior. And I don't believe I've ever put a Warlock arena run on this channel. In fact, I've never made it to 7 wins as Warlock. So I consider my odds a little bit low of getting up to a really high start, but hey, let's go ahead and see how Papa Boris does it with the Warlock. Kicking things off with a good rare for any class, the Knife Juggler I think is far and away the best card of these 3. We'll be happy to pick that up. And we're following it up with a little bit of a hunk of junk, so I could take this. This extra point of damage is sometimes nice. However, the stats are really awful. So a 2/2 is below average for 2 mana. At 3 mana, it's way below the appropriate stat value. 3 mana creature should be like a 3/3 or a 4/3. So 2/2 kind of sucks. So it's either a generic 2/3 because Warlocks don't have any weapons, but appropriately priced, or 1 damage and inappropriately priced. I'm gonna actually take the generic card here. I'd like to keep my 3 spot open for cards that are actually good, and I just don't think the Rifleman's damage is going to be useful enough. Okay, well the spell damage is nifty, but Voidwalker's great. A 1/3 body for 1 mana is awesome, and the taunting can be extremely annoying for your opponents to deal with. So I can grab a Silence here, or a really good 3-drop, the Harvest Golem. Well, let's hold out for a Spell Breaker, the 4 mana 4/3 Silencer. Not that big a fan of the Owl's small body, so we're gonna go ahead and grab the Harvest Golem here. Oh man, well the Cult Master is really great. It has the biggest potential upside of any of these creatures, so I'm going to grab it. And Shadow Bolt is quality removal. It's one of the Warlock's staple removal cards. You really gotta grab it when you can. Now the Blood Imp can make things extremely annoying for your opponents by giving all your other minions +1 health, and by being stealth so your opponent can't get rid of it. But I'm actually going to grab the Flesh-Eating Ghoul here. I think it has the biggest upside of these cards. Yes, you know, giving all your creatures +1 health can screw things up for your opponent and make it tricky, and yes, this guy's cool with the Cult Master, but I think the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, we've seen it get out of control before. It's nice to try to give yourself as many chances as you can to get super lucky and win, because, you know, that's why good players get lucky more often than bad ones. Now, the Succubus, I'm just not a fan of this card. Period, end of story. I think it's bad. If you play it on turn 2, it's not that unlikely that your opponent can drop a 3/2 for 2 and just trade with it. And it dies to a lot of different removal spells. You know, it dies to Frostbolt and dies to multi-shots, and I mean, it really just doesn't. It dies to a whole lot at 3/4. I would have preferred Succubus, honestly, to be a 3/4 rather than a 4/3. That would make it die to Shadow Word Pain, which would kind of suck because there's a lot of priests out there, but it would make it die to a lot less of the mundane stuff, especially at the early part of the game where you drop it, and then that would make the Battlecry, discarding a card, actually worth it. Now, I hate this monkey so much. It is very understated. So think about my beloved Ironfur Grizzly. That's a 3/3 for 3 with 6 total stats. What's this? 5 total stats. I don't know, I mean, maybe Blizzard has a reason for making it this way, but I just can't stomach this. So we'll take the Fen Creeper here instead. Okay, well, Drain Life is removal, but it's weak. It's 2 damage for 3 mana. Now, the health gain is nice on this because, you know, the Warlock, you're losing health with your hero ability. I'm not going to miss a chance, though, to grab this Frostwolf Warlord. Let's make sure we get something really huge for 5 mana. Alright, easy call here. These are total trash. We have experimented with this Light Warden, and the experiment results came back. Screw you, you 2 health creature. Let's grab Stampeding Kodo here. That is really, really good. Well, Sense Demons can be okay. I have the Voidwalker here so far. And that's it. Now, even if you don't have any demons left in your deck, it'll still find you a useless imp, but that's a bit sad. This is an Ironfur Grizzly that costs 1 mana more. Warlocks have no weapons, so its taunt isn't, or excuse me, its Battlecry is not going to come into play. I guess we're going to grab some health gain. I'm a little bit concerned by how many 5 mana creatures I'm already picking up, but I do want to heal up some health here as a Warlock. Oh, jeez, this is bad. I can't play Magma Rager. The 1 health is just too hilarious. We're going to take a River Crocolisk here, I think. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, we got 2 Chumper Nuggets and a Mogushan Warden, so I'll be happy to pick him up. I'm famous for liking that card. And again, I can pick a Drain Life or a Summoning Portal. Now, the Summoning Portal can be ridiculous. If your opponent doesn't deal with it, it'll just win you the game because you can start dropping all your stuff so cheaply. But we'll take Drain Life here. I'm actually kind of low on removal. I only have the Shadow Bolt. Yeah, I only have the Shadow Bolt. That's a little bit scary, so I think Drain Life is worth picking up right there. Well, we can take the Ironfur Grizzly or the Worgen. I think I have to take the Worgen here because it has the more explosive potential. Another Drain Life? Man, I don't want that as my removal. I think a second Mogushan Warden, though, is a little bit weak. This is a 4-drop that only deals 1 damage. You don't want to have that many of them, so I guess we're going to play the 5-drop game here and grab the Silverhand Knight. Power Overwhelming, I know that this is a Warlock staple. A lot of people really love this card. I just cannot figure out how to get this to work in Arena, so we're going to grab the Boulder Fist Ogre here for some late game. Okay, we'll take the Fairy Dragon here. The fact that it can't be targeted is actually sometimes extremely devastating for your opponents. If they can't drop a creature down to trade with it, they have a really hard time dealing with it. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up as a 2-drop. So this is Destroy a Demon. Warlocks are the only creatures to play demons, so you're killing your own creature to gain 5 health. It's useless unless you find another Warlock. I could take an overpriced Ironfur Grizzly, which I'm honestly considering here, over the Abusive Sergeant. Well, okay, we'll take another 1-drop, and the Battle Cry is sometimes very, very good. Okay, so I can take the kind of more defensive creature, or I can take the endgame finisher. Now, I've got a lot of 5-drops, and some of these are actually, you know, quite strong. So I'll pass on this guy and take the cheaper creature here to keep our curve a little bit low. I still hate the Succubus. Well, we'll take the Jungle Panther then. So this is the 3-mana spike here. I don't think it's actually going to work. I could take Power Overwhelming. I don't have any swarm creatures. I took a Flesh-Eating Ghoul over a Razorfen Hunter. That was the only swarm creature I saw. So basically this, one of my creatures is dying, and it's just 2 for 1. So I can use it as like a 4-mana finisher, or a 1-mana finisher for 4 extra damage, I suppose. I can take this guy for some health gain. This guy, I don't want to pay 6 mana for this one. I already have an army here of 5-mana cards. Yeah, I'll take the Voodoo Doctor for some health gain and maybe an early play. Well, okay, so here, Flame Imp I think is a great, very, very good card, because it drops for 1 mana. The damage is a battle cry that's much less damaging to you than the discarding of a card is early in the game when this is ideally played. And a 3/2, sure, it'll trade, but if it doesn't trade, it hits quite hard. Frost Elemental I do love, but let's go ahead and grab this early drop. Try to keep my deck a little bit low now that I've got kind of a higher curve up here. Alright, well, Shadow Sun Cleric is very, very good. And here we get Demon Fire. This is a fine card, so it's very versatile. It also deals 2 damage, but unlike Drain Life, it only costs 2 mana rather than 3. And you can buff your own creatures with it, which can be nice as well. That means you can essentially, as long as you have a minion out, hit your opponent directly with it. Okay, the Panda is really great as a 4-drop, so I have to honestly consider taking this over Shadow Bolt. What is my removal suite here? I have Abusive Sergeant and Shadow Sun Cleric for buffing. That's kind of like can help me kill stuff. I've got the Emperor Cobra, kind of. But removal spells are just Drain Life, Shadow Bolt. Is that really it? Oh, geez. And Demon Fire? Is that all I have? Oh, my God. That's a bit scary. This Panda's quite good, though. I mean, I think I have a fair number of things to bring back. The Voodoo Doctor, the Abusive Sergeant. Those are good to bring back. Well, not that much else. Oh, the Shattered Sun Cleric can be brought back. The Darkscale Healer can be brought back. Silverhand Knight can be brought back. Stampeding Kodo. I'm going to make a crazy play here. For mana curve reasons, I'll grab, and for needing something big in my deck, I'm going to actually grab the Brewmaster and pass over the Shadow Bolt. That could be scary, but we'll see how it goes. Lord of the Arena. It's a taunt. How much taunt do I need here? I have a Voidwalker. That's 1. Did I really not get any Ironfur Grizzlies? I guess not. Oh, that's sad. I got the Motion Warden, that's 2. Fen Creeper, that's 3. Yeah, I'm okay with 3. Look at this. Lord of the Arena deals 1 more damage. 1 more damage than the Tiger, and the Tiger has Stealth and is 1 mana cheaper. I think as an aggressive card, the Tiger's way better. Ugh. So I really hate on Corruption. Every time someone plays it against me in my videos, I'm aware that I'm like, oh god, this card is terrible. You know what? I'm just not going to take it. I'm not desperate enough for removal. I don't want the Spiteful Smith either, so I guess we'll grab a Power Overwhelming and treat it as like a 1 mana deal, 4 damage kind of a deal. Well, for my second to last card, I get a removal. That is some Jones Cream Soda. Mmm. So good. Well, let's see. Mortal Coil draws a card. And most games there will be a minion that eventually ends up at 1 health. Shadow Bolt is a little bit more reliable, granted. And the Bluegill Warrior is cheaper but deals a little bit less damage than the Shadow Bolt. Well, I think the Bluegill Warrior is probably worse than either of these two cards, if you're just thinking about it in terms of removal. I have a lot of stuff that costs 3 mana, but Shadow Bolt does kill quite a bit of things. The problem is if Shadow Bolt doesn't kill something, you're kind of screwed. Mortal Coil gives you a little bit more flexibility. If you trade, like you run a creature into it and it's not quite enough to kill it, I'm going to take Mortal Coil. You know what? It might seem crazy, but I find myself saying, please God, please don't have Mortal Coil way more often against Warlock than I find myself saying, please God, don't have Shadow Bolt. Okay, well, this is an interesting pick. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to hang on to cards with the Mountain Giant. I mean, yes, I'm a Warlock, so I can always, like, life tap for a card, but that's 2 mana. So, this only costs 1 less per card, so I'm always losing a mana there, essentially. But this guy could be really good if my opponent plays Divine Shield. I have no Divine Shield myself. So this could, like, randomly win me the game if my opponent plays, like, turn 3 Scarlet Crusader, and I'm like, turn 3 Blood Knight, 6/6 for 3, booyah. This guy's a bit more reliable, perhaps. Alright, we'll try the Mountain Giant. I might regret that. Who knows? Okay, well, this draft went, honestly, it seemed like okay, compared to my other Warlock drafts. Granted, I've never made it to 7, but, I think my worst Warlock draft is, like, where I saw, like, 15 Void Terrors, which is the thing that destroys the creatures next to it, and then, like, 15 Fel Guards, which is, like, the Sen'jin Shield Master that costs 1 less mana and permanently destroys one of your battle crystals. I have no idea in what universe that card is worth playing. So, yeah. Considering how bad some Warlock drafts have gone, this one seemed okay. I'm usually not that impressed by Warlock drafts. Warlock is not an impressive class in my eyes. But let's see. Rowan the Priest. Don't like Panthers. Stampeding Kodo is good, but it's too early. So we'll keep the Raging Worgen, keep a good 3-drop. And see what happens. Alright, I am going to waste the Battle Cry of the Abusive Sergeant and put him onto the board. The reason for this is that I'm up against a priest who can't just kill it with his hero ability. And it's possible that this will either trade with a 2-drop, like a 3/2 of some sort, like a Knife Juggler, or stop my opponent from playing a 2-drop of some sort. I'm going to draw a card, because you always draw cards first. That would have been, oh my god, that would have been really nice to have at the start of the turn. Damn it. Because I would have, of course, played this and had a really, really rockin' start. Okay, so see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So now my 1-drop gets 2 trade. And I'm going to play the Raging Worgen here. I could have played a Flesh-Eating Ghoul, gotten it up to 4/3, but I feel like this actually inhibits more of my opponent's plays. Basically, anything that he has in his hand that deals less than 3 damage, he all of a sudden, like, can't play now, because I can just kill it, turn on Wind Fury, and smack. So he's, like, is more limited in his options. Scarlet Crusader. Oh, no. That is a really good card. Because that just kills my Worgen and my Flesh-Eating Ghoul, so, yeah. Well, we're going to do a bit of a wacky play here. I think this is right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play the Panda. This is really just to save that Worgen and maybe try to trade with the Scarlet Crusader. Scarlet Crusader looking quite beastly here. It basically takes 3 damage off the Brewmaster and then trades in again and kills it. So it's a 3-drop trading with a 4-drop. But my opponent could have Shadow Word Death. Looks like he either doesn't have it or doesn't choose to use it on the Brewmaster. He's got 2 mana for something else. What we got here? Mind Blast! Coin Mind Blast. Oh my god. Papa Boris does not approve of that play. Alright, Harvest Golem. Okay, well, we have several options here. Knife Juggler, followed by... I can actually play 2 creatures for 5 mana here. Really, really likely to at least kill either the Piglet or the Scarlet Crusader if I'm lucky. So I'm actually going to do that. We're going to play the Knife Juggler. Going to play the Voodoo Doctor to heal up this Brewmaster. Damn it. And then we're going to play the Bloodsail Raider. Are you kidding me? That's annoying. Well, what we're going to do, though, is you're going to use this Panda to kill that thing. So the odds of not hitting either one of these were 25%. So the game just beat 1 in 4 odds of me not killing either one of his creatures, which is a bit sad. It's a pretty good drop. He gets to kill my Knife Juggler there, and my Panda, and my Bloodsail Raider. So this was a bit of a harrowing opening here, but what has happened in the end, I think I won it. I mean, he's got 4 cards left to my 5, so I think we're doing okay here. Let's go ahead and think carefully. I don't want to play into Holy Nova too much, but I do want to put some impactful stuff onto the board, so we're going to drop the Flesh-Eating Ghoul and a Worgen. Now, at 6 mana, my opponent could be dropping some fat-ass shit, so it's possible that I will actually need to 2-for-1 myself here and use Power Overwhelming on my Voodoo Doctor. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, this is not a good play. Oh my gosh, I think my opponent messed up. That is not a good play. So you can see just how good the Raging Worgen can be. This is a 3-drop. It single-handedly takes out a 5-drop here. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and kill this guy. Seems totally legit. Flesh and Ghoul gets big. Oh my god, should I have drawn a card here? Actually, I should. Well, I'm at 23 health. Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have drawn cards first. Okay, that wasn't going to change anything. Well, I'm okay against Holy Nova, which is what really matters. So, yeah. You know, hang on, could I, like, won the game there? I could have played Mortal Coil on my Raging Worgen. That would have made it a 4/2 with Wind Fury. Power Overwhelming. I could have hit for 16 damage. Jesus. I should have thought about that. Is this? Yeah. I could have dealt 16 damage to my opponent, plus another 2. That's 18, 19, 20. Oh my god, I could have almost won the game. And the Shattered... Oh my god, I think I missed a chance to just win the game with the Raging Worgen. That is how crazy the Raging Worgen is, folks. You saw it here first. Damn! Oh my god. That is really funny. Yeah, I could have Mortal Coiled it, put a Shattered Sun Cleric on it. That would give it 5 power. Power of Woman gives it +4, so 9 power. Swing twice for 18 damage, 20 damage. Yep, 22. I think I could have brought my opponent within 1 hit point of dying there. That would have definitely been better than what I did. I mean, it's just so weird, you know? That's like so improbable that I didn't think about it. Now, the problem thing about these creatures is they both died of Holy Nova, so I actually don't really want to play either one of those. 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 10... 14 doesn't quite do it. Actually, if my opponent had not silenced that Flesh-Eating Ghoul, I would have been able to win. Pass the turn, though, here. Oh my god, it just goes to show. Oh man, is that a Holy Nova coming up? Yep, look at that. Well, I got the Golem at least to live, and at least I made the right play not putting more stuff down. Shadow Bolt is quite good here. Do I dare life tap? Yeah, we'll life tap. Cult Master, that's cool. Okay, we're gonna Shadow Bolt this thing. Everything dies to Holy Nova. That's what's at. So 2 + 4 is 6. That's not enough. We'll just play, I guess, the most expensive creature that I can play. And would want to play. I don't want to play the Cult Master with only 1 little golem on the board here. Oh my god. Yeah, let me do a quick count. 5, 5 was at 18. The Flesh-Eating Ghoul would have just been at golem would have just been at 2. Oh no, I could have actually yeah, it would have been at 2. So 18 + 2. Nope, this thing is stealth. Is he really gonna kill me? That was a very strange decision. My opponent made a very strange decision right here. He actually chose to deal damage to me rather than to this golem, knowing he's at 7 health and I have 6 power on the board. So he's basically saying, I bet you don't have a way to deal a single damage. That is a very, very risky maneuver. I'm going to use Power Overwhelming. I'm really happy I drafted that card. Okay, that was a good use of Power Overwhelming, even though it was just, direct hero damage. It was a pretty good card right there. Well, anyway, that was a pretty good start to this arena for a Warlock. I'm sorry, I shouldn't keep ratting on Warlocks. I know that there are people who really love them. It's not the Warlock. It's me. I feel like I'm trying to end a relationship. Warlock, Gul'dan, there's something I've been meaning to tell you. What is it? It's not you. It's me, Trent the Mage. That you know, we've seen a lot in this arena of non-fantasy names. I think Trent is like the least appropriate name for a World of Warcraft based game I've ever seen. Trent the Mage. I am a master of the arcane. I go by the name of Trent. Okay. Hello, Jaina. Greetings. Ah, crap. Look at this. It's got 3 health. Can't kill it with Demon Fire. Bleh. Well, can't do anything but draw a card, so we'll draw a card. Actually, pretty happy to have Jungle Panther here. It can trade up to this Mana Worm if that ever gets ridiculous. And it has Stealth, so my opponent will not be able to Frostbolt it or whatever to bring it down. Harvest Golem is also an option, but I don't like that it doesn't kill this Mana Worm. Well, things are looking pretty good. I can use Shattered Sun Cleric on the Panther next turn. Kill the Mana Worm. In 2 turns, I could play the Stampeding Kodo and try to kill the Mana Worm that way, but that's too long to wait. A single turn in Hearthstone can make all the difference. I'm not going to wait that long. Alright, there's a secret. Good play. That means the Mana Worm now officially trades with the Panther. I could now, of course, play the Shattered Sun Cleric, buff the Panther, kill the Mana Worm, live to tell about it, then the hero ability can finish me off, but that is half of my opponent's next turn, and I have a creature on the board. Now, I could also play Cult Master, kill the Mana Worm that way, draw a card. I think it's actually better to do this, though. This feels more right to me. So, make my opponent work to kill off my creature. That is half of his turn. And then send a less valuable creature in to attack in case this is vaporized. So we just saw it was not Mirror Entity. Could be vaporized, could be Ice Barrier. I'll try to call that by the correct name. Ah, there's the coin. So he's going to get a 3-drop in here. Another secret. Oh, jeez. Well, ugh. That sucks. I don't want to play like a Fen Creeper in case that's Mirror Entity, but what I mean, all my cards are good. That's the problem with good cards. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to play the Harvest Golem. Oh man, this is terrible. I'm wasting so much potential by just playing the Harvest Golem and drawing a card rather than like playing an actual creature. Okay, crap. This has the worst stats, I guess. Oh, man, I gotta admit, Mirror Entity, whenever I play it, like, I get nothing but garbage. But whenever my opponents play it, they get nothing but gold. That's just how it goes. Okay, what I could do, if I play the Harvest Golem... That's such a sad thing to do on turn 5. You know what? Screw it. If he's got Mirror Entity, he's got Mirror Entity. We're gonna make a Tiger. Oh man, but then it can kill my Shattered Sun Cleric. Ah, Jesus Christ. This is so unfortunate. Maybe I'll just play nothing? No, that can't be right. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Life Tap and Harvest Golem. That's what we're gonna do. Mountain Giant. Whoa, how 5? That's actually really close to being playable. That's interesting. I'm going to do this. Yep, it's Mirror Entity. Okay, so what we're going to do here is the following. I'm actually going to swing by to see what that secret is. It is Vaporize. Damn it. Ugh. Well, okay. So, I was thinking if it wasn't Vaporize, the next turn I could kill this Golem with my Shattered Sun Cleric and then play Stampeding Kodo, kill the other thing that spawns. But it looks like the plan's actually going to be just to play a Mountain Giant.
Your magic shall not
Ah, wow. That's a very aggressive silence. Abusive Sergeant. Actually, I could play the Abusive Sergeant and the Mountain Giant. Now, you have to be very careful with your order here. If I play my Abusive Sergeant first, this guy goes back to costing 6. So we're going to play this for 5. Then we're going to play the Abusive Sergeant. And we're going to trade up to the Spellbender. Alright, well, let's see what my opponent has. Polymorph, obviously, would be used on this Mountain Giant, if my opponent had it. Otherwise, I'm probably going to keep smashing my opponent in the face. I don't want to take time killing off his creatures with this. I want to just hit him. Alright, my opponent's going to use the hero ability there. It's totally fine. I do have this for some backup. Oh, he's got the Polymorph. Oh, man. Oh, jeez, that's lame. Boo! Boo! Okay. Well, I got 7 mana here. It looks like the Kodo is a good plan. And let's play a Flame Imp. It hurts me for 2 damage, just as Life Tap would have for the remainder of my 2 mana for the turn. But I feel like putting a 3-2 on the board is more valuable than getting another card. I've got lots of cards. Cards are not my problem. Oh man, what is up with like... Jesus. That was incredibly good, actually. For my opponent. Man, you know what I'd love? Mortal Coil would be perfect right here. I can play the Darkscale Healer, heal this up to 5, smack in Mortal Coil. It would be Ace McHutchinson. Alright, what we're going to do is play the Fen Creeper, protect my Kodo, and I'm going to start hitting for some damage here. I think I need to do that. We'll play this thing. So, Flamestrike is actually really good for my opponent because it does kill 2 of my creatures, and then it damages the Fen Creeper enough that the Azure Drake can finish it off. Especially because, actually, with the spell damage, it actually deals 5 damage to everything. No Flamestrike, at least not yet. Good old Ventrico Mercenary. Alright, my opponent is going to run in. I don't know if that's a good play against a Warlock. Leaving a thing at 1 health voluntarily doesn't seem that good. But I did not draw Mortal Coil because my life is sad. Well, let's think. I think I actually want to do this. Get some life. And let's play the Cult Master here. This seems a little bit okay. So now I can do this thing. Draw a card. Let's just go ahead and kill this thing before it gets out of control. I'll leave the Ventrico Mercenary to attack into my Fen Creeper. So basically, if my opponent has Flamestrike, I'm just totally boned, and that's fine. But if she doesn't, then she can't play minions because of this thing, and so I might actually be able to catch up. I feel like I'm behind here, so taking a little bit of a desperate play is okay in my book. That was the card she just top decked. Thankfully, it's not Flamestrike. All right. What my opponent really wants is removal from my Cult Master. Looks like she does not have that. Don't know what the point of that move was. Either way, the Kodo was going to trade with the Tauren. I would have dealt damage to something else. So I get to draw a card. Shadow Bolts. Actually. I think... Oh, Demon Fire is what I want to use here. Yeah, we'll use Demon Fire. Okay, so what we're going to do here is the following. I'm not going to life tap anymore, so I have plenty of cards. We're going to Demon Fire this. Well, no, hang on. Always draw cards first. Oh, there's a taunt in the way. Ha 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 ha. Right. We're going to Demon Fire that, so my opponent just helped me kill that thing for no reason whatsoever. Kids, be careful of fire blasting your own stuff. I get that there's cool combos available, but it's not always the right play. Now, I need to think about Flamestrike here. Everything I have dies to it, so what I really want to do is play this Tiger. And then let's play Fairy Dragon. Say. Swing, swing. This Cult Master hits pretty hard. Don't dismiss the Cult Master's hitting potential. Okay, so Flamestrike actually, the Tiger survives. My opponent doesn't have any plus spell damage. And then will not be able to target it with the hero ability to finish it off. Argent Commander. Alright, all things considered, that wasn't the most painful Argent Commander I've ever seen. Do I want to use Voodoo Doctor? Well, I think this is actually an easy choice. Can I win? Hang on. 5, 9, 12. But that might be Vaporize or Ice Barrier. So... Oh, shit, this sucks. And that might be Vaporize again. Although my opponent already played 1 Vaporize. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and... I'm not going to draw any cards. Am I? I might actually want to draw a card here. Yeah, I'm going to draw a card this turn. Drain Life. If only I had some plus spell damage. Or Mortal Coil. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to Shadow Bolt this guy. I'm going to test for stuff. Okay, so it seems to possibly maybe be another Mirror Entity. So, out of respect for that, I will play Voodoo Doctor. Heal myself. It is Mirror Entity. Okay, that Mirror Entity was a little bit less impressive than his other one. And here I'm just going to go ahead and hang on to this Drain Life, actually. Well, yeah, I'm going to Drain Life this thing. Oh, okay, my opponent is frustrated, and that's the game. So, without any technical difficulties in this arena, let's go ahead and return back to schedule and do just a couple of games in this video, and pause it here. So if you enjoy how the arena is running, fear not, the rest of the arena will be coming shortly. And if you like this video, do please like and or subscribe. I shall see you again soon.